Greetings and welcome, Daffodilia. Been quite a while since you've come for a visit.
Yeah, I've been off at college since August. It's great, but I really miss life in Ponyville.
Well, it is unfortunate that I'm not able to see my eldest niece around as much anymore, though it's good to know that you've been building upon your education. So, what's on your mind today?
I've been thinking a lot about Applejack lately, why she's my favorite of the main six and all that, and I realized that she might have some traits that would make her a more qualified leader than Twilight in certain situations.
Oh, really? Would you happen to have some examples in mind?
I sure would. One example is in Spike at Your Service. When Spike was being chased by the Timberwolves, Applejack didn't hesitate to run to his aid and take them out one by one.
True. That does show how calm and collected Applejack can be even in a stressful situation. But then Twilight wouldn't have hesitated to help Spike against those Timberwolves either.
I've got a better example. When Applebloom was being cornered by the fearsome Chimera, Applejack raced into the scene fully equipped. In a situation like that, I think Twilight would have overthought everything. She'd probably sift through all the book knowledge in her head to find the best way to ward off the Chimera, but Applejack is certainly better at taking action in stressful situations. Also, in the episode Princess Twilight Sparkle, it was Applejack who suggested Twilight separate herself from their group so she could be safe and also for the good of all Equestria. In a situation like that, Twilight would more likely pull decision-making energy from her emotional ties to her friends, whereas Applejack would keep her head on straight and make for-the-greater-good decisions. She's very calm and collected in time-sensitive moments, unlike Twilight.
Interesting. I can agree that Applejack does tend to handle the unexpected at least a little better than Twilight does. Applejack tends to be calmer and more collected in her decisions, and has been the strong moral center for the main six in many situations. But then Twilight has proven herself very capable as well, putting the needs of others above her own during the Crystal Empire episodes, rallying the town's ponies during a number of different emergencies, even at times showing more capability than Mayor Mare. She's also had an extensive amount of learning, which may not be needed for every kind of leader, but has certainly made quite the difference on more than a few occasions. But let's say for a moment that Twilight and Applejack had been given all the opportunities in life that the other has had. Let's say that Applejack had been the one who was the personal student of Princess Celestia. And given what we know about her personality and convictions, could Applejack have made the better leader than Twilight?
In that case, I'd think not. Applejack would work just as hard as Twilight did, but her strong-headedness and extreme determination would make her seem bossy, and the whole endeavor would probably work her to death. If there's ever anything that can make the indestructible Applejack fizzle out, it's princess training.
Perhaps you're right, but let us not forget about another important aspect of a leader: integrity. I find it rather admirable that Applejack was willing to admit her faults to the entire town when every pony had already placed so much faith in her. And really, that does show a lot of leadership potential when you already have the faith and trust of so many. I can certainly understand why Twilight has come so far. She absolutely has a lot of potential for being a leader. But at the same time, I'm also glad to see that she has someone like Applejack as a sort of second in command. Twilight may be the more methodical thinker, but she will often need some pony who can act quickly under pressure.
I agree, and that's Applejack for you, being her wonderfully honest self. So she may not have every leadership quality that Twilight has, but she certainly excels in some areas where Twilight needs a little boost. I think that, should Twilight be absent for some reason, Applejack would be the best option out of the main six for a replacement. Under Twilight, she's the second most capable.
Well, it would certainly be interesting to see more situations where the main five are forced to act in an unexpected emergency without the aid of Twilight. In the meantime, though, we would like to hear your thoughts. Do you think Applejack could make for an effective leader? When compared to Twilight, in what ways do you think Applejack is able to make up for shortcomings? Would you be interested in seeing Applejack learning more about leadership from Twilight and vice versa? We would like to hear your thoughts about these topics, and here's looking forward to all the new stories we'll get to see in Season 5. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.